Hey Pokemon fans, Drummer 101 here, back with a ratings battle spot matchup for you. Today we're going up against Fintafan, who is bringing with him Jolteon Charizard, which is going to be either a Mega X or a Mega Y, and Espeon, and we are bringing with us Metagross, Battlecat or Arcanine, and Emolga. So quite an interesting matchup. Bought Emolga for a couple of different reasons. Turns out it was the right choice, but we'll jump straight into the matchup for you. So we've got some nice dramatic music going on for this match. We're going to open up with Metagross. Metagross hit fairly everything else he got on team preview, so it seemed like the best choice. We are going to see Espeon come out, so that's not the best stroke worst start for us. It can pack Shadow Ball, but defenses aren't great, so we're going to stay in the Mega Evolve. And we're going to go for a Bullet Punch, just out of curiosity to see how much it does. I'm assuming at this point I can probably live at least one Shadow Ball off this thing. So Bullet Punch is going to come through, it's a free hit KO. We're going to see the Reflect go up. So that's going to raise the team's defense. So at this point I'm just going to go for a straight up Meteor Mash. And we see Light Screen as well. So he's setting up some walls here to try and get some extra defense boosts. Meteor Mash is going to come through for us though, and that is going to connect on the Espeon, and that's going to do nearly pick it up with a KO. So if it wasn't for that Light Screen, but he's able to get a Bullet Punch off next turn and pick up the KO on the Espeon. So it's not a bad start, though these screens up is a bit of a concern right now. We're going to see the Charizard come out. So my gut instinct when I saw it was a Y, but it turns out it was an X. And I very nearly clicked EQ on Metagross, but decided not to and play it safe. So I knew we were going to be outsped, but I didn't want to swap anything in on this thing. So I was expecting a Heat Wave, so we're going to get a Bullet Punch off. But he does decide to go for a Dragon Dance, so we're in a bit of trouble right now. So this thing can potentially sweep now once it's set up, so I know we've got to play around a little bit with this thing. So we're going to withdraw Metagross and we're going to go straight out into Battlecat and get an Intimidate off. So he goes back, drop it down, back down to neutral attack. So he's +1 speed but back down to neutral, so that makes it a little less threatening. He's going to get greedy though and set up a double D dance. So he's obviously feeling confident while he's behind those light screens. So he's back up to neutral with his +2 speed. So we're going to go for an E-speed just to see how much it does. But with the light screen up, it's not going to do too much, unfortunately. He's going to go for an EQ, but I was pretty sure I could live on at neutral because we are quite bulky. So we're going to live on 29. So I figured he'd probably go for another EQ just in case I decided to go out into Metagross. But instead we're going to go out into Emolga. And what this is going to enable me to do now is then double switch back out into Arcanine, and pretty much while sat Battlecat off, it does get me another Intimidate and drops him back down to -1 attack. So we're going to see the Intimidate come off. Arcanine is going to go down at this point, unfortunately, but we really just need to try and nerf this thing's attack as much as possible. So the other problem we've now currently got with this thing is, as it picks up some Rock Helmet damage, is it does pretty much outspeed everything. So we're going to go back out into Emolga. We're going to see the Reflect wear off, which is handy for us. Now we are Focus Sash, so we can take a hit off this thing. So we're going to take a Dragon Claw, which is going to hurt even at neutral, because Emolga's not got great defense. But we're going to be able to get a T-Wave off, and as long as it connects, which it does, we should now be able to outspeed this thing. So, and the Light Screen wears off as well. So things are starting to come together for us. We make some good play so far. The Air Slash is going to come through. That's a 2-hit KO on the Charizard. We do get the power, which is again a little bit of luck, but we really needed it on this to try and take out this Charizard. Second Air Slash is going to come through, and Emolga is going to pick up a kill on the Mega Charizard X. So great little drop for Emolga there. Jolteon's going to come out there, unfortunately, and that will just outspeed us some Bod Plus. So he's going to lock himself into Shadow Ball potentially if his choice specs. Or is predicting the Metagross switching possibly. We're going to see it's Life Orb, so that's a little bit scary. So we're not out of the woods yet. As I say, so Metagross is going to come in. Now I was tempted to go for a Bullet Punch, but didn't think it at KO. So I figured I might be able to live a Shadow Ball off this thing, which we are just going to live on 50, and we're going to go for a straight up EQ, predicting it. If he does somehow manage to live in EQ off us, we'll be able to pick up the KO with a Bullet Punch in the next turn. So EQ is going to go off. That should pick up the KO for us, which it does. And Jolteon's going to go down. So great bit of teamwork from Battlecat and Emolga there, really helping us deal with that Charizard X, because that thing would have quite easily swept every single one of my team if we hadn't dealt with it the way we did. If you enjoyed that matchup, guys, please leave a like, ratings or comment down below. I do try and comment to any comments left on any of these videos. And if you really enjoyed it, hey, why not go ahead and sub? There'll be some more content coming up shortly. Speak to you soon, guys. Take care out there. Bye for now.